Welcome to Southwest Florida Real Estate Update, hosted by local realtors Jim, Michael, and Morgan York of the York Real Estate Group of Downing Fry Realty. Our show will bring you the most up-to-date information on the local real estate market, featuring the leading experts in the real estate field.
Hi, and welcome to the Southwest Florida Real Estate Update. I'm Michael York of the York Real Estate Group, and today we're joined by our host, Jim York, and his guest, Don Ross Jr., President of Ross Title and Escrow.
Thank you, Michael, for the introduction. Well, Don, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about permits, outstanding permits.
Right? I hate them. I mean, they're just a nightmare. Again, we're in Collier County. We work a lot with the Naples Board of Realtors contract. Permits were added in 2016 to the contract for the very first time as a defective item. The Florida Bar and the Florida Association of Realtors contract, FAR as we call it, the acronym, that's been in there for over 30 years. The permits has been part of that and used throughout the state for over 30 years. Collier County, 2 years. So at the time they made the change, I'm sure they were just trying to make it a better contract. Nobody had any idea that there'd be 20, 30 years of permits that weren't properly closed out. Nobody had a clue. There's no way to know, really. In fairness to the Legal Resources Committee, there's no way anybody could have known this. But I routinely, all the time, get permits, and I have to pull what the permit is. How old is the permit? Is this something we kill the deal over? I looked at two disclosures that I'm getting the buyer to sign today for permits that are still open. One includes a 10-year-old air conditioner and something done to the culvert. And what's the other one? The other one is some minor aspect. I really don't remember what it is. And what I do is I pull out what the permit is for, how old it is, and I have the buyer sign a separate form saying we will take title to this property. We'll go forward with the closing knowing that these two permits are open. And then they'll call me and they'll ask, why, and I'll explain how it was added in 2016, and the permitting office is just overloaded.
That's right.
They really are. And after Hurricane Irma, getting people out there to do relatively minor jobs is a nightmare. So buyers are forced to decide what's a big deal and what's a little deal. And I go over that with them, and I get them to sign, if they want to, accepting it in that condition. Now, if they don't like the permit issue, under this contract, because it's a defective item, if the seller has agreed to address it, which is a big if, sometimes they say we're not going to do it. But if they said, yes, we're going to try to fix it, and it's not fixed by closing, the seller is supposed to escrow twice the estimated cost to complete the work. And I just did this for my eldest son, actually. There was an open permit on a roof. It was a condo. He also had a 10-year-old hot water heater. So we proposed an escrow of $1,500, and there's no way we could come up with an estimate of what it would cost to close out the permit. It could be zero. It could be a lot of money if the county came in and said, you did the roof wrong. So there's no way to know. So we have to arm wrestle to come up with a number, and then I always give a fallback credit. And you can escrow $1,500 until the roof permit is closed out, or you can give the buyer credit for $750, which with my son, I said you could use this to buy a water heater. Take the chance that you'll have to take care of the roof later on. So permits, you escrow for them with NABOR, with FAR. You push out the closing date by 10 days if there's an open permit, and if it's not fixed at that point, the buyer can actually cancel the contract. They don't really see that much of it because that has been in their contract for over 30 years.
That's right.
For us, it's a new thing. I think builders are pretty savvy people. My father's a builder, you were a builder, and they learned over the years that people weren't objecting to permits not being closed out. So they didn't bother doing the extra work, going out there to meet the person from the county.
That's right.
It just made it easier for the builder.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Well, a couple of years, hopefully, we'll go through a lot of these and it won't be so much of an issue. But right now, it's a royal problem.
Well, thanks a lot, Don, for coming on the show today, and hopefully those vendors or contractors will close out those permits.
Well, they'll start.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye.
Looking for a real estate closing agent in Southwest Florida? Ross Title and Escrow has over 25 years experience and has closed over 20,000 residential real estate transactions. Donald Ross Jr., president of Ross Title and Escrow and a practicing attorney in the state of Florida with a degree in taxation, is here to service your needs. Call Mr. Ross or one of our 4 closing agents for a free consultation today.
Thinking of buying or selling a home in Naples, Marco Island, Bonita, or Estero, Florida? Think of the most experienced York Real Estate Group, associated with the #1 brokerage in Southwest Florida, Downing Fry Realty, which produces yearly real estate transactions of over $1 billion. Jim, Michael, and Morgan make up the York Real Estate Group of Downing Fry Realty, with over $275 million in sales transactions, along with offering over 25 combined years' experience in the local market. The Yorks can offer the experience and trust you need in a realtor. Call them today at 239-273-6727 or visit their website at www.naplesyorkrealestate.com.